Welcome to Get Your Mind Right, your regular dose of insights and motivation for merchant service sales, digital marketing, and personal growth.
Good morning. John Johnson here with Get Your Mind Right, the world's only podcast dedicated to merchant services and digital marketing professionals. Hey folks, I want to tip my hat to you today because we are spending no money promoting this podcast, yet we're getting tremendous growth in our listenership. And that's all because of you, and I appreciate that. Hey, we're on episode 8 of Overcoming Objections. Now, if you're behind, it's easy to get caught up. We left off last week with snap decisions. So I've added this recently because I'm hearing this more and more from the field, and that reps are running into cash discount or buyer's choice installations. Well, how do I win these over? One thing I'm going to tell you about this is, first of all, they are very, very hard to dislodge. Okay, and the reason is that customer or that merchant has become very, very convicted in their beliefs about buying this product that we call cash discount. Okay, now it's kind of funny. You think about this when you first started selling this, or if you're new to this, you got to overcome this inertia in the fact that merchants believe that this is going to alienate their customers. But once they get it, they become strictly convicted to it, okay? And they see that it works. They see that it hasn't run off their customers, and they see how much money they're putting to their bottom line that's net new to them. They're not going to get rid of it. So there's a few things I'm going to do on this. The first thing is I'm going to find out how they're processing transactions. Matter of fact, is this a legal way that they are handling? Now, I'm going to talk to the merchant about this. Now, a word of warning here. These merchants you're going to find overwhelmingly are so convicted to this that even when you talk to them about the danger of being sideways with Visa, MasterCard rules, they may or may not get a willing audience on this. So hopefully you can, but if you can't, I'm going to shift gears again. Now, what I'm going to do at this point, I'm going to turn this into a very friendly conversation. I'm going to say, hey, that's great. How is this working for you? When you first installed this, what sort of resistance, if any, did you get from your customers? How about your employees? Did you notice any drop in sales? Okay, and I'm just going to turn this into, this is just one businessman talking to another. I want to know how this is working, okay? Now, what you're going to find too is that once your countenance changes, once your posture changes, the merchant sees that you're really backing off this and you're just there to really see how they're doing and pump them up and congratulate them on making a great decision, you're going to find they're pretty open about it. And there's going to be a couple things happen here. Is number one, your confidence level is going to be high because you're going to see yet another merchant that this has worked extremely well for and has done everything that you promised. The next thing that's happened is what you've done is you have a referenceable account. Okay? Now, you can say, now, wait a minute. I didn't sell this account. My company is not providing it. No, you'll be right when you're saying that. But here's what's happened. This merchant has bought into the concept of it. And you're going to find from this dialogue exactly how excited they are and what their level of conviction is. And you know what? If I'm in a town, I don't care if it's a big town, if it's a small town. I'm going to do a couple things. If it's a small town, and hopefully this is a well-known business that you're in, I'm going to drop this name everywhere. You know, I talked to Bob Jones the other day, and he was telling me about when he installed this. You know, he was really worried about dropping sales. Didn't have any of that. You know, he's worried about his employees not liking it, about his customers not liking it. He just told his employees why they were doing it. He just couldn't afford the processing fees anymore. They put the sign up for the customers, and guess what? He's got all this new money on his bottom line. I'm going to tell everyone about that. Let's say that you're in a bigger town. All right, and you sold, I don't know, it's a liquor store, boutique, pick an industry. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to call on every store in that town that is their competitor. And guess what? I'm going to drop this name, and I'm going to tell them that they've done it. We're back to the penguins over the cliff, right? When you see penguins are going for a swim, no penguin wants to be the first one in the water. Because I like penguins, but not in the same way that walruses and sea lions like them. Penguins don't want to be pushed over in the water and get eaten by these magnificent sea animals. You know what? Your merchants are the same way. No one wants to be first. No one wants to be out there on the bleeding edge. And when I see that there's a competitor of mine that's adopted this, they've done it successfully, I've just made it a lot easier for me to make that decision. That's all the time we have for today. I will see you back here on Wednesday.
Thanks for listening. Be sure to tune in every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 9:30 Eastern. Like, follow, share, and set your reminders. And remember, always keep your mind right.